Welcome to everyone who's going to join
Good
us. Who
evening.
joined
Good
us
evening.
from Bless Up Nalante as well, who's with us. And bless up all the people who joined us from 12 Punch Show as well. Nice one for that, guys. How you doing, Nalante? Then we've got a bit of a loose connection there. But welcome to the Late Show. It's a late one today, but that's cool. We've got one game a week
Yeah,
now.
sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah,
I think you keep...
lovely.
Okay, it's cool. It's cool. Everything cool, yeah?
Yeah, all good, man. An interesting night in the Champions League. Yeah, we already obviously discussed on the 12th man show. Big up, Torque who's missing again, and yeah, very interesting, very interesting.
Like, for me, that we're talking about the Champions League, the Arsenal result, bro.
Mhm.
Like, really thinking about it, it's half time, but Real Madrid need to do a Liverpool what they did on Barca, bro.
Mm.
Yeah. And the thing is, when you look at Real Madrid, I've seen them a couple of games this season. Even against us, we beat them 2-0. They haven't looked great. Um, Surprises me how they can
Mhm.
just sort of fall off like that. You know what I mean? And then the other game, Inter
Yeah.
2-1 against Bayern
Mhm.
Munich. I'm not really impressed with Bayern Munich. Yeah, they're doing okay. They're top of the league and this, that, and the other. But I realise they concede goals. And Bayern Munich in the old
Mhm.
days never really conceded goals, bro.
Yeah,
Even if they
yeah.
won 5-0, 5 goals they scored, they would never let the one in. And with company, they've sort of leaking goals in. Eric Dyer's playing for them at centre back, bro. I'm not going to blame
Mhm.
Eric Dyer, but for me, it's just weird seeing him there.
Yeah, it is, and I just think it just goes to show even company as we discussed the arrogance from him
Mm-hmm.
comes in playing a defender you can pick in the midfield. You play him as a number 10, and then you play Eric Dyer. I mean, not that it guarantees, but that's not looking good. And you're Bayern Munich
Mm-hmm.
and Inter. Fair enough, they've given themselves a great chance in a dark horse, but obviously, yeah. So I'm not surprised,
Mm-hmm.
Bayern, like you said it, and company and Deitch. A lot of people hated on Deitch. He's saying, how did company get the Bayern Munich job? He's got a point. And it's not Lampard, Gerrard. Somebody. This is football. This is the new day. This is the 21st century of football, and fair play to Ina. They done the job. Martinez. Me and Brian like him. KJ doesn't pick up KJ. Well, it is, and then obviously, yeah, and then obviously the surprise. Well, not surprise, but we thought. I mean, but no one. I don't think maybe one person would predicted that the Arsenal 3-0 win and Madrid don't score with all that firepower. And I have to admit, Declan Rice second free kick, that was sick.
Yeah, it was a
I
top
can't
goal.
lie. Top goal, yeah. And then even Mourinho, his first time finish. I mean, yeah, and can't stand them, and they're gonna celebrate. And fair play to them. They battered Madrid, and I mean,
Yeah.
unless they do a big collapse, they will be through. I mean, Real Madrid have still got a chance, but again, I can't see them stopping Arsenal scoring. So but
Okay.
hey ho, hey ho.
I think Bayern. Um, Bless up, Brian. Nice to see you, bro.
Yes up, big up, Brian, big up.
I think he's getting his mic checked on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's good. Why is this
That's
in
all.
freaking? It's in
3D.
it's in white mode. It's in when I go into my own, it's on dark mode. But whenever you use a link for this show,
Mm-hmm.
Chrome goes into light mode.
Oh, okay.
very jarring.
Brian's going all Star Wars on us, bro.
Yeah. Obi-Wan Kenobi and that, you know.
Uh-huh.
I hate Star Wars, I'll tell you that. That's another story. We'll get into the films.
I never got into it really, tell you the truth.
No, I never liked it, to be honest. I mean, everyone, which is fair enough, is a franchise, but yeah, I've never been interested. It's just not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, all that space programs. NASA means deception in Hebrew as well. By the way, yeah. So it is deception. Like, I don't know, but I think the films they made in them days were just to influence the future generations that there's possibilities there.
Yeah.
And it's bigger than what we are. You know, that's the main thing as well. Yeah, but for me, space. If they look at it in a fun way, yeah, it's fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, come on. It's like the Arsenal Real Madrid score today is a bit of a deception there as well. You know what I mean? What's going on there, Brian, with that Real Madrid game?
No, 100%. No.
And the winners out of this, the Paris, the Arsenal Real game played the winners out of the Paris Villa game. So, and then on the other side, you've got Barca, Dortmund, Bayern, Inter. Still a lot of big teams in there to deal with Arsenal. Have you noticed we're all sort of planning now how Arsenal don't win it? But for me, PSG, if they do a job on Villa, they'll probably do a bit of job on Arsenal if Arsenal don't mess it up next week. Bless up
Just
Abdul in the
on
chat.
people are saying Asensio can play against PSG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's only counts earlier on. It doesn't count in the knockouts and stuff. He's free to play.
Oh,
Yeah, that was mentioned earlier on. He can play tomorrow.
But do you think in his head he'd be right for that game, thinking, you know what, I don't really want to put 100% effort in the club that sort of pays me and I sort of belong to? You know what I mean? It's a bit of a weird one, that one, for me.
Yeah, I never try and put myself in people's heads, man, because you never know what they're thinking. But I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what kind of guy you get. Some people like can't wait to go and show them what they're missing. You know, Coutinho,
True.
Bayern. You know, you just never know, really. But yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
not at all sore about the fact it was Declan Rice to score 2 free kicks. That doesn't bother me at all. I'm fine with that.
You're going to pick anyone else
The
better?
ex-Irish international.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen the beer woman, bro. I see the woman with the beer.
You can see that, yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's literally just like, and she saw the whole thing, and then she realized the whole thing. She realized she was on camera the whole lot. It's perfect.
Yeah, she's gonna be a star on TikTok and Instagram now. Watch,
Yeah,
big time.
Yeah,
Funny man.
and then they lost.
That's up to Go on, Latte.
No.
I was
I
saying,
was
and
gonna
then they lost.
say, no, just
She got all excited, threw a beer in her own face, and then they lost.
They're
gonna blame her. Yeah, what you were saying, Latte? Sorry.
No, nothing. No, I was gonna say anything. No, all good.
Okay, Abdul's just going through the remaining fixtures for us guys: West Ham, United, Leicester, Spurs, Chelsea, Arsenal, Brighton, and Palace. Some big teams in there. I would say Spurs, okay, Chelsea, okay, Arsenal, okay, Brighton. Depends on which style Brighton you're gonna get. Palace, the second most informed team in the last 10 games after us. West Ham, Sunday coming up. Well, we'll have that. The blessing about that game is this: we'll have a 7-day break between the fixtures. We ain't had that all season, really. You know what I mean? So, hope Arnie Slots said, "You know what, lads, have 3 days off." You know, we'll train 4 of them or whatever. We'll train on the other 3, and then we'll have the match day. You know, I hope these guys are resting up. I think Gravenberch's display against sort of Fulham he did look much better than he has been. Hence why that week, he came back from international duty and he didn't play, did he? So I think that rest sort of might have done him well. And bless up Jared in the chat as well. Nice one for that comment. And bless up Norman as well, bro. Hope you're cool. Long time no speak, for sure. What about us signing a DM? I read your comment from the other chat, from 12 months chat. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And then Jared says, Arsenal dominated Real Madrid and made sure to punish them. It could truly have been 5 or 6, to be honest. They were sort of ready. See the way teams have played against us in the last 3 sort of games? Arsenal sort of did that to Madrid today. Like, football is a very mental game. What it is, every player has to be in the same sort of mindset to get a job done. It doesn't matter how great Virgil, Van Dijk, Salah, Robertson, and all these guys have been over the years and stuff. Even last couple of weeks ago, they were great. But what happens is when players get tired, they end up getting walked over, run over. Real Madrid, like tonight's game, what Gerard's on about, I think Real Madrid are a team, a lot of their tiredness and whatever comes from pressure from around the club, the fans, the media, they're the number 1 club in the world, bro. Do you reckon the players get affected by that? Brian Lante, any of you guys can answer that.
Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Lante. Yeah, I think, it's huge pressure at a club like that. You think our fans are bad sometimes.
Yeah, them
but
does,
it's not a mentality. Like, I can understand it to a degree where they come from. Like, they don't have to be such arrogant assholes about it, but you can also understand, like, we talk about certain players not being good enough because we've had players like Rush, Torres, Owen, Fowler, Suarez. Like, they can kind of just do that for every position across, every time they have a player that comes in, you go, yeah, he's good and all that, but I don't rate him because he's not as good as players we've had before. And they can just name off like Zidane, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo, the other Ronaldo. They've had the best in the world. So I'm not saying they're entitled to the way they are, but it doesn't really surprise me the way they are. It's like that's what I'd always be. I hope any player that goes there, someone like Trent especially, or someone like, say, Arda Güler that went there in the summer, a young kid, the next young wonder kid, it's like you've got to be incredibly special, which you obviously are because they've chosen you, but also incredibly lucky and incredibly determined to make it at that club and not get chewed up and spat out. It's getting there is only really half the battle. A lot of maybe players might think, oh, I've gotten to the point now where Real Madrid want to sign me. I've made it. Nah, making it, getting in the front door there, you'll find out pretty quick. Fans don't care what your name is, how much you cost, what you did last season. Don't care. Don't give a shit. One bad game against Barcelona and a couple more bad games in the league, they'll be asking questions about you. So it's a harsh reality over there. I'm not saying we don't have high standards, which it's not a bad thing to have high standards. But yeah, especially if you are, and I hope this doesn't offend anybody, but a young black English player. It's a harsh crowd in Spain. Just ask Vinny Jr. There never been particular fans of the English. So Trent, he's going to have a lot of convincing to do if he has a couple of defensive lapses. They were like, yeah, cool cross and all that, but you just got skinned by Rafinha or someone like that. It's a really, really harsh world in Spain. So you've got to be got to be a thick-skinned person. Got to be really ready for the challenges over there, because you'll get abuse. Like you'll get abuse off your own fans that in here you wouldn't get off Oppo fans. Like
True.
It's insane over there sometimes.
Yeah.
And their press, and I mean their media and stuff. Like I know it's bad in England in a different kind of way. It's much more kind of like nasty and insidious in England. But in Spain, they're crazy, man. They are insane with the tabloid stuff that they write about things.
Yeah.
It's mad over there, man.
Mm-hmm. No, 100%. 100% bright. It's a it's a wild crowd in Madrid. Like I said, mate, you win something, and you could win the quadruple, and then next season, mate, you can maybe win, let's just say, Spanish Cup, and you get sacked. And the fans, even CR7, he got his whistles. All the players, every player that stepped in with a superstar that struggled a bit, the whistles go out. So it's like I said, sink or swim. And Trent, great player, but defensively at his stage, he's coming to the peak years, so he's got to man up. And just fortunately, the abuse in Spain. Look, I'm not saying England's perfect because England has issues, but Spain, Italy, it's a lot worse. Yeah, it's a lot worse, and that's the thing. And the Stridsters, which I mean, I think they've kind of supported Finney Junior in a sense, but it's just a little. But they go way, way over deep, like doing dummies of people, hanging them. Yeah, it's just disgusting. But
Yeah, those were Madrid fans.
Yeah.
They're his own fans. Like people say, oh, the fans in England are, they're crappy to Darwin or they're crappy to Rashford or whatever. Yeah, they say they don't do that kind of shit though.
Yeah, it's more online.
Like,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah, that shit. That's what I mean. Those guys they're crazy. They really are crazy. But they're a fan owned club as well, These guys they don't really seem like a fan owned club, but they are. Um so they have that kind of we tell we can tell people what to do or what to think, those little groups. It's weird. Um but yeah, just as an English player, you probably have like half as much credit in the bank. Like Bellingham went there. Like if you look at Bellingham's first couple of months, I think he scored like 8 goals or something. He scored a
Yeah, it's
couple of
like mad.
winners. Oh, he
11,
went
yeah.
mad, and they just loved him
Yeah.
instantly. Like he did, he just went there and he just exploded. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. Because you could say everything about like young black English players, same about Bellingham, but he went there and he just put up numbers immediately. That's all they give a shit about.
Yeah.
He scored against Barcelona. Like you put Trent in that team, they draw Barcelona saying that 4 game of the season or something like that, and he gets skinned by their wingers the whole game. Like,
Yeah.
he may have had some nice touches, but he's going to get destroyed. He's going to get ruined. Do you think he gets, pressure over here for not being a great defender? Wait till you see what they say about him.
Yeah.
Was a bit of a mad one. Moon is getting pushing Van Dijk off the ball for the third goal, wasn't it?
Welcomely. I don't know. You're me.
How you doing, Lee? Everything good, bro? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see you, man. I'll quickly just run through these comments and then we'll have a little chat about it. Robertson from Abdul. Robertson Kanate making mistakes. Virgil getting pushed off by Muniz for third goal. LFC players looking fatigued and tired. And Arnie's stubborn slot tactics getting found out. I think you just knocked the nail on the head with all that comment right there. Mistakes happen when man's tired. It's just like logic, I think when you've got the 3 guys you've mentioned there, Robertson, Kanate, and Virgil, all looking iffy in that Fulham game. And I have to sort of blame Slot for that, because for me, you've got a Kwanzaa there, lad. He's like 21 full of energy. And if you realise one of the two out of Kanate and Virgil ain't up to it, put one of them on the bench, even if it is Virgil. I'm at that point now. I'd rather have a guy who's fully fit, energetic, than a guy who's like Virgil van Dijk is the best in the world. But when he's playing like 40-50%, it makes a big difference.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And
This is it, though.
all
It's
them guys
obvious,
mentioned.
it seems obvious that Slot prefers players on 70% than he does certain players on 100%.
I know what I mean.
Energy.
Yeah, but for me, that's a bit dangerous to play that.
Of course it is, yeah. Of course it is. We're being found out now, aren't we? He's going to have to get off this and make a few changes at some point, surely.
I think West Ham's that game. What do you guys think? Like, for me, that West Ham game is 3. Actually, you know what? I'm keeping Gravenberch because I was impressed with Gravenberch against Fulham. I just think he just looked better. He looked much, much better. So for me, Sabotala, Jota, hit the bench, 100% them two. I'm starting Conor Bradley as well. Just looking into that game in the future in a few days time, in about 5 days time. What do you reckon? If Slot plays the same team again, are you going to be a bit peed off? It's a home game at Anfield, thank God. But like, do you want to see changes? Because like this, the name of the show today, the thumbnail, the team needs changes now, and that don't mean go and buy 3 guys tomorrow. That don't mean that because the window's not open. But that just means use the resources within this club to get around games where you don't look like you're going to get battered. And the last 3 games we've played, actually the last 3 of the last 4 games we've played, we've got bullied. And what's happened? We've lost all 3 games. And we ain't done that all season. And I'll still go back to the way Nalante about 6 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, 5-6 weeks ago, he's like, bro, we've got to rotate these players. I don't care if it's Salah. And you was really adamant about that. Like, I don't care, Salah. And like, we all like, we got to start. Salah is the best player in the world right now. He ain't got a choice. He's got to start every game. And he has. And what's happened to Salah in the last few games? He's been non-existent. And for me, that's like real good insight from Nalante. Like, he was really adamant, bro. Remember before the Southampton game? The way you were like, oh yeah, we've got to change players. And a lot of us were going, now, why you don't really need to change a winning team? And then boom, the collapse came. So fair play to you, Nalante. So what you're looking at, like, Lee, coming Sunday, what do you want to see? I know it's a long way away, but I'm just like sort of still thinking about the Fulham game, still fresh in my mind. What do you want to see a difference?
Wouldn't mind seeing Endo, Elias, and Chiesa start the game.
JK, but it was even when we were there winning, just getting away wins or the draw here.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing all 3 of them start the game for a change.
Just
change it up a bit, just to freshen it up
something
a
I
bit.
can see coming. You know, we will, but if we're not that, like I said, I mean, I don't want to be a broken bush. Look, we appreciate everything that Mo's done. Like I said, I appreciate Mo's footballer. He's done things that I didn't think. Him and Mane, and I hold my hands up. And I said I didn't want. I thought they were going to flop at our club. I wasn't really 100% when we bought them both for different reasons. And Mane is my guy. My favorite players. Mane. Forget about Mo, Sonny Mo's guy, but Mo, Mo was Mo's coming to his own, and people hate, and he's become more of an all-round player. But yeah, I hear that, Abdul. But you know what? Yeah, big up Norm. But what I'll say is with Mo is the fact that, like I said, and again, I don't want to sound like a broken record because I just feel like I'm repeating myself. Look, for me, it's Liverpool FC Football Club. It's not Joe Gomez. It's not Joey G, who's one of my favorite players. It's not Mo Salah. It's not Virgil van Dijk. It's not Trent Alexander. It's not Alex McCass FC. It's Liverpool Football Club. If all these players go to tomorrow, hypothetically, yes, we all moan, complain, we'll be frustrated because some of them wouldn't deserve to go, but we go again. The club, for me, will always be bigger than any player. And until someone proves me wrong, tells me otherwise, no. The club stays. Players come and go. There'll always be the next generation. The next player will come. Whether 2 years, 3 times, we go again. And yes, you might struggle and stuff like that. And that's the thing. This is why with Mo, look, he's done great for us. But let's be real. The last 3 years, 4 years, by this time, the last 10 games, he's fallen off.
Yeah.
And yes, we can say it's tiredness. We can say it's AFCON. AFCON hasn't helped. It's playing him when he's not 100%, making it a desperation, which I don't like, And and again, I'm not harping back because I don't want to go back to the loss and what's not, but we go back to the PSG games. Now, the first leg is what it is. He's not getting in the game. He's not getting in the game. So what do? If he hasn't mown straight, put him. Look, just sub him off. It's not happening. It happens, and people will counteract that and say, "Look, Mo is Mo. He could change within a minute." Yes, he could, but it goes to a point where you have to say, "You know what? It's not happening for you, Jota. It's not happening. The last 4 or 5 games, it's just not happening to you. Let's just try something different." And then you go again. Southampton, like I said, the overreaction from people saying, I don't want to name names, but saying, "Oh, Mo's got to start, or this one against Fulham." It's not. Listen, it's not a crime. My point is, we're not saying Mo, you have to be benched for the rest. No, but we want the best chance to win every competition. Now, in terms if the slot would have rotated the squad. And again, yes, there's no guarantee that we would have beat PSG, let's just say second leg, or Newcastle in the cup final, but we would have had a better chance. I will say that.
Yeah.
We would have had a better chance, and that's what you want to do. So with Mo, people saying, "Oh, no, you don't want to play Mo every game." No, the squad is there. Chiesa is there to be used. Chiesa is there, but again, we're not going to know the reason why. One day we'll know why, but Chiesa is there. I shouldn't be a problem with Southampton, West Ham, that Mo's on the bench. We start with Chiesa. Like I said, I just did the reaction, and some in the chat were like, "Oh, Mo," and I get it, but you want your best players to turn up at the end of the season. Didier Drogba, who I'm just trying to think of two, Mo, and Thierry Henry, for example, they're better players. You would say they're better. Are we all agreed? Mo, Thierry, yeah. Yeah,
Mo and Drogba are about as different as you can get, though. So
yeah. But my point is, Bryce, is the fact that I'm talking in an all-round aspect. Yeah, because Thierry obviously and Drogba and Mo obviously is a winger. That's why I hate when people like idiot like Rand saying, "Oh, he's a striker playing in the wing," which is absolute nonsense. But anyway, we'll get into him anyway. But the thing is with Drogba, he done it in big games. He's record in finals, European, you name it, 10 games out of 10. He done it big finals. They might be the better players, and this is it.
His record in finals is a joke.
Yeah.
Not great.
An absolute joke.
Yeah. He's a match winner, and yeah, he probably in his season he only got, I think, is it 2 seasons out of 8? He got 20 plus league goals, but he still scored a decent amount of goals, and that's what you want. You want your players finals. You want them to bang and get.
He's never prolific in the league.
Yeah,
he had one good season, like elite numbers, but other than that, he was kind of like okay. But he just showed up every time. He just showed up.
Exactly, Brian. This is it, and this is my thing. You want your players in the back end to bang, get the goals in the finals. Like you want to say a Mo, and as good as they are, you want to say it's like, you know what, this final stepped up, and yeah, they have in league games, but league games are league games. I get it, Big Six. You want him in the crucial moments, and unfortunately he didn't. And again, and we got to be considered. People say, yeah, maybe it's a little bit this Ramadan, but he's played through Ramadan again. Ramadan, he's played in Ramadan and played all right. So It's a context. It's a context to everything. Yeah.
Levante, is it a quirk? Is it a weird? Is it a drawback? Is it a failing? When you look at his numbers, you can't say he's ever failed at anything. But
No.
is it a statistical? What is it? Because yeah, you can't not look at it and go, that boy does not score goals in finals. He just doesn't do it. What's he got, like 0 in 7 or something like
just
that?
one. Depend
against Madrid, Tottenham.
He didn't even have a good game. He didn't even have a good game that day.
So you put, like you say, you put him up against a Drogba. So like, what do you take? Do you take a Mo that scores Mo numbers, but doesn't let's not use the word show up, but doesn't score in finals, or a Drogba who gets you more slightly standard numbers, but pretty much big game player every single time he's going to show up? It's kind of a mad one, isn't it? Like, I know, because Drogba is a striker, but for someone to be that good and have like that record in finals is kind of bizarre.
It is. And I'm gonna go against the grain. I would like Drogba's record. I'm not gonna lie, because mate, if Salah scored 15 league goals a season, fine, no problem, and he got goal. I mean, I want my striker in those big moments to step up. I want my striker those finals. Well, striker, sorry, star player. Let's not limit to striker, but the attacking players to go and do what they do. Obviously, we're not gonna add the obvious names of Messi, etc. Forget about them. That's just they are. We can all talk about the day, and that's my thing with Mo. So as good as he is, we have to be honest. And just to end the point before we go on, you guys answer is the fact with Mo, it's the fact that he needs he needs the rotation. He needs he needs a break. I want my star players to be refreshed for the last 10, the big push, and there's a chance for, and again, we don't. It's hard because we don't know what's going on behind closed doors, and until we know, we can all have our opinion. But Chiesa is there to be shot at. Play the guy, put Mo on the bench for a game or two at least, and give him the run. And that's the thing with Slot, and it's the same. And again, I think it's the same with Slot. And you're saying, Brian, earlier on 12-man show about the Kwanzaa thing is Slot early on had the balls to take Kwanzaa or this player off with 5, but Ibu, he had a shocker. I think he was 10 times worse than Kwanzaa was on the first day of the season, in my opinion. But he didn't have the balls to take him off. Now, I think the obvious answer is that he didn't trust Kwanzaa. So like there's something has to give. And all I'm saying is for next season, if we want to go hard, he has to learn to rotate. And Mo can't be I don't care if he scores 100 goals, but Mo needs to be retested. He needs to trust Chiesa. These are good players. But again, in life, how are you going to know until you let them go? How are you going to know unless you put them on the pitch and we can see, And, one thing I'll just add, sorry, I know I'm kind of going on a bit, but one thing I add, and it's the thing with the newness, like Darwin, I don't rate, he's going to go this summer. We know he is. And, it just hasn't happened for him, unfortunately. But, again, give these players a game or two, 90 minutes, just to let them do. Because you do it with Jota, and it's one for one for the other. Like Southampton, I remember when I Brian, which was funny, you made me laugh. When he had a shocker first half, Nunes. Like, he weren't great. He should have been sent off. He was lucky. And Stock kept him on. Fair play. He scored. He won the penalty. So let him play to the 90 minutes. But what do? You take him out for Jota. We don't need to see Jota. You know what I mean? So there has to be fair consideration to these players with credit in the bank, and that is it. So, truly, if we're here this time next season, and Mo is still the same thing, then I don't know. It's forget about player hype or who's the best. It's about the squad. It's about the team, and the top managers, the real top managers, do that. They don't get afraid of star names. If it ain't happening, they take them off, and that's something a manager who is young, he needs to learn. So yeah.
Spot on, Lante, bro. Spot on. I'll just quickly run through these comments as well.
Yeah,
Abdul, we didn't go to the moon. We didn't go to the moon. That's what I was saying.
You can ignore all the moon reference song lyrics for the next 25 minutes. I started because of that comment. You can blame me for that.
Okay. Gerard beating Madrid in group stage and knockout rounds is different kettle of fish. Something we have not been able to do. Never mind, we are in the tie. We haven't won a knockout game. Spot on.
It's kettle of fish, Jared. It's kettle of fish, not kettle of fish. You bloody weirdo.
Yeah.
Different kettle of fish. That's cool. Two great kicks by Declan Rice.
Next.
Ryan's already commented on it. Yes.
Norman, I don't think they should be mucking about with stuff up there. We are down here for a reason.
Yeah, leave the moon alone. Leave it alone. There's nothing up there. Leave it alone. That's
big up realism. Yeah, big up realism, Jared. Big up yourself.
I'm blessed up Abdul for that one, man.
Yeah, big up Abdul. It's all about, but unfortunately, you can't what's the word? You can't consider other people. Unfortunately, they're just idiots in this world. That's just what it is. And scumbags like Joey Barton. But yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that guy's got beef, man.
Yeah, lots of it too.
Yeah. But you know what it is as well? It's like when back in the days when I first used to go on Twitter and stuff. It was a great banter, like a lot of guys talking football, people connecting, and it was like a lot of football. And now when you look at it, it's just a lot of just things that make people hate each other. You know? That's social media in general, just a tool to make people argue over bullshit. You can argue over football, but you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, have a cup of tea together and get on with it. You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah, I'll give Arsenal credit for that display, Antoine. Give credit where it's due, certainly. Like, I wasn't expecting them to do that. And they surprised me with that 3-0 victory. So I will give them credit for that, where it's due.
But you reckon next week Madrid get 4 against them, Lee? All depends on the first goal, like Brian was saying, like 8th minute or something.
No, that's a tough one now, though.
It is tough, but
Madrid can definitely do it. We know that. But Arsenal don't concede a lot of goals. You don't tend to concede a lot of goals ever, do they? Very often.
True that. True. And they got what's his name's injured for the rest of the season. Gabriel. So that lad's come in and done a job, man. Mad. I think Lewis Skelly, I just watch him play. He's the type of guy I would never want in my team. The type of guy who would just get sent off first 7 minutes or something, you know, that type of guy. Like even today he was messing around. Like, what is this guy doing, man? He's a good little player, don't get me wrong, but someone needs to talk to him and say, bro, you're going to get sent off every game. Or concede a goal, whatever it is, you know? Mad.
He's been sent off twice. One was rescinded.
Mm-hmm.
It was but at the same time, it was an overzealous tackle. So I know exactly what you're saying. It's like he has, young guy, desperate. But can you imagine the noise that they're going to walk out to at the Bernabeu? Like those fans will turn on Madrid in the end, yeah, whatever. But when they're coming out, they're going to have like 90,000 people booing them and whistling the Arsenal. Like they're going to be back in Madrid from the start of that game. But it's like it's weird. Like you say, somebody who might not really watch a lot of football. They go, well, yeah, they're 3-0 up, but and you're like, hey, what do you mean? But 3-0? It's like, yeah, but 1-0 to Madrid in the first couple of minutes. Football can change like that. You think you're 3-0, you're home and hose, but then it's like that then becomes the problem. You're 3-0 up. You cannot lose this game. If you do, you've bottled it. You've thrown it away.
There
So
you
then
go.
a little slip, a little miss, and they get the first one. This is when football, like, this is what's great about two-legged European games. Even at 3-0 in a game like that, they get the first goal. The psychology gets into it in a big way. Now Arsenal then bang, they get another one. I look stupid. It's 4-1, but it can be that much of a knife edge. You say, oh, how can 3-0 be a kind of uncomfortable lead? It can get pretty fucking uncomfortable real quick, especially at the Bernabeu. Vinny Jr. riled up, like they've got nothing to lose, so they're going to throw everything at them from the start. How can Arsenal deal with that? Can they? Everybody believes in, oh, bloody Madrid. Of course, they're going to, it's Madrid. They'll come back. They might not win it, but they're not going to. They're going to lose it 4-2 or 4-3. You know what I mean? They're not going to lose it 4-0 on Ag by not. They're going to throw absolutely everything at them. They're going to have to score goals. So yeah, this will be a big mental test for Arsenal. That's what's crazy about football. I think 3-0, job done. Not necessarily. Not necessarily.
If I was Arsenal, I would be seriously going for that first goal first, not sitting back straight away
100%.
and think, you know what, give me
100%.
99 minutes of pure Real Madrid attacking us.
Torture. Yeah, you're asking for it. You're just asking for
bro.
it to go wrong.
Yep. I
Next
love
thing
to
you
see
know,
that
you're in a
happen.
penalty shootout. Next thing you know, you're in a
something
penalty shootout.
Yeah. Love to see that happen. That'd be quality. But there's still enough good teams in that. There's still enough good teams to deal with whoever. But if I'm going to choose a team out of all of them I want to win, I want Dortmund. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it to Barcelona. I think I'll give it to Barcelona this year. Obviously,
Like,
Inter. I don't think Inter will win it. That's why I don't go. Obviously, I'd love Inter to win it, but out of the rest of them, Barcelona, if it's going to be one of the bigger clubs, because they're going to be under the radar, they could do a double this year.
They could. And I've seen a few of their games or highlights of it. They look very electric-y. All these guys, like, the Gavi, the guy they got from Man City, Torres, they all seem to do a little job now and again, you know what I mean? Ticking them along. Kunde at the back. Yeah.
Do you think,
What you saying,
because you like, from your German perspective, like, I think it's been really interesting to see the Hansi Flick has gone there and kind of gone, look, I'm not going to do your whole thing that you do, that you're all obsessed with the football. I'm not going to do that, but what I'm going to do is play like real high intensity, which you like, attacking football. Like, there's another way of doing it. Like, he's kind of won them around. Like, it's been shown that maybe, like, they don't have to be sort of, not that they're tiki-taka, but all has been like that. But this little break from what they're doing, he's saying, like, he's shown it's like, I play different football, but give me a chance and watch it on the pitch. You'll love it just as much because it's just as attacking. It's high intensity, it's high pressure. But like, he's brought that kind of German, like, post Klopp kind of stuff, and he's made it work in Barcelona. Like, because he was highly rated in Germany, wasn't he? Hansi Flick, really highly rated.
Yep. And I liked him. I like the way he sort of talked. I've seen a few documentaries about him and this, that, and the other, but I like the way he sort of talked with the players and stuff. He's a very, like, Klopp type of guy. And I think, was it Nalante who said he wanted Flick? Yeah, I think it was Nalante who said that he wanted Flick. And I tell you the truth, I would have been happy with Flick as well. Good manager, bro. Good manager. Like, he knows how to talk to players properly and stuff. He ain't gonna really not want to get on with the players. It's just the way he comes across as a guy. Very Klopp-like for me. Abdul says we need 5 players: left back, right back, centre back, CDM, and number 9. And then Gerard, agree Arsenal mentality. was top today. And when can you say that has happened? It happens sometimes, but not often enough for them to win it. And Madrid have got 6 Champions League in the last 10 years. That's just like, whoa. And the thing is, we're like ready to risk them winning another one as long as they beat Arsenal next game. You know what I mean? That's the madness of football, man. I don't want them to win anymore because for me, I want to be in that number 1 position one day. You know what I mean? We're a few back now. But if they keep on winning them, you're never going to bloody catch them. So for me, I don't want them to win anymore. I want them to beat Arsenal next game and then lose the next game after that. But yeah. This is a question to all of us. Lee, you can answer this if you want, bro. What do you think about the future of Kelleher, Trent, Gomez, Simicas, Endo, Elliott, Morton, Chiesa, Diaz, Jota, Nunes, Batatic, Calvin Ramsey, Nat Phillips, and Doak? Ooh.
I think Kelleher and Trent are leaving. I think Endo's more than likely leaving. Morton too.
Yeah.
Nunes, Calvin Ramsey, Phillips and Doak. The others I'm not so sure. But them ones I'm pretty sure they'll be leaving.
For you, Brian?
Keller will go. Trent gone. Gomez really likely to leave by all accounts. Simicas almost certainly gone. Endo 90%. I think he will go. Elliott will stay. I think Morton. I think he'll be sold. Chiesa, I think will stay. Diaz, I think will go to Saudi, like we're talking about earlier on. He'll get a crazy offer and he'll want to leave. Jota will be sold. Nunes will be sold. Bajcetic will stay. Calvin Ramsey probably leave again on loan. Nat Phillips and Doak will also both leave. Which sounds insane. This is what we're talking about earlier on. But we're talking about players like Ramsey, Bajcetic, Morton, Doak, Phillips, Simicas, Gomez, Keller. People who don't play games for Liverpool, other than Keller, on occasion, Gomez up. And the next thing you know, you've actually sold 6 or 7 players without actually touching the first team squad. Now, do I think all that will happen? Probably not. But like Abdul's question is correct because you can put a genuine question mark without wanting to be kind of, oh, but I saw this right. You could put a real, genuine, honest question mark over every single one of those players. Every single one of them. Some people say, oh, Elliott, no, okay, cool, keep him. Diaz, cool, if you want to keep him. But Jota, yeah. Nunes, yeah. Chiesa, yeah. Keller, Trent, Gomez. I mean, some of these guys are already pretty much Keller and Trent. Willy's coming in. You got to assume they're already pretty much gone.
Yeah.
Calvin Ramsey, he's been here 3 years now. He's never played for us. Not Phillips. Never plays for us. Doak never plays for us. So why wouldn't they leave? With a good. So it's not being hyperbolic or get rid of everybody. It's just like.
Yeah.
But at the same time, most clubs don't do that much business. So 3 or 4 might, or 2 or 3 might stay. But yeah, there's absolutely no reason why you could put up and say in front of any of those players, they are 100% not leaving. It's crazy even say it. Not one of them could you say about any of those players. There's at least a 50% chance that, yeah, for someone varying different reasons, but Chiesa, I would definitely like to see stick around. But
when I look at that list myself, like for me, I look to keep Keller. Like for me, I bet Keller's thinking, like, you know what? Like, I've played a lot of games this season, and that's what I was thinking about Keller. Like, did his agent tell him to talk, say I want to leave and stuff like that, or was it the signing of that new guy?
Like that. No. Keller speaks for himself. Man. He's not a puppet for his age. He's been saying anytime Keller has said anything last year, it's like, I've been saying this shit for 2 years. And people see it as disrespectful. It's a guy with a realistic head on his shoulders that goes, look, Ali's out, I get in. Ali comes back, I'm out.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I play really well, but then they go out and they buy another goalkeeper. It's not anything other than agent. It's not agent talk. It's just him. He's a straightforward lad. You ask him a question, he'll give you a straightforward answer. He's never come out and said, I want to leave. I want more money. I want a better contract. He's only ever just come out and said, basically, it doesn't really matter what I do because Liverpool is such a huge club and a big club, and they've got Ali and they've got this guy. I won't be the number one there. He's not bitching or moaning. He's just stating facts. And then so other people are saying, oh, obviously he's going to leave. He's never said that. We could be looking silly here and Ali leaves in the summer. And Kelleher stays, and it's him and Mamrashvili fighting it out. It's because until he leaves, until basically Brighton, Dortmund, Napoli, whoever it is, pick up the phone and say, we want to bid X amount of money for Kelleher. He's going nowhere. No one's bid for him yet. We have to take that into account too. You can't leave until someone puts money on the table for him.
That's true. That's true.
No offer is there that I've heard of. Has anyone heard? Like we all hear, like I said, has anyone heard X club is willing to spend X money on Keller? I haven't.
No, I haven't really heard.
Not one story. So until that happens.
What I heard today was Chiesa interest from Milan, AC Milan, Roma. Who else? That's about it, really.
On loan, dude. Yeah, but JK, that's going to be on loan because he's on 120 grand a week.
Yeah.
They ain't going to give. It'll be, we'll take him on loan for 2 years if he pays 70% of his wages. No.
Stop that.
No thanks.
I'd rather keep him.
Yeah. I'd rather keep him or give us 20 billion quid. Give us our money back.
Yeah.
You work out his wages. No, none of that shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure they
me, the whole the Chiesa thing is just annoying because for me, I just want to see the guy play football. Just quickly going through that list, Kelleher. For me, I ain't gonna say this is gonna happen. I'm gonna say the ones I would rather keep. I'd love to keep Kelleher. Think top player, top goalie. Weren't great against Fulham, but for me, he's a good goalie. Yeah, he probably want to sort of move on just to get a number one spot regular, not coming in when someone's injured. Could be annoying, you know what I mean? Trent, well, it's one of them ones. Gomez, I think injury records maybe could be the last season for him. Simicast also, who will go. Endo, I think also will go. Elliott will stay. For me, I want him to stay. Morton, I would let him go. Chiesa, I would keep. Diaz, I would keep. Jota, I would sell. Darwin, I would love to keep, but I reckon we're going to sell him. Pacitic, 100% keep. Played for under 21 Spain the other week. Looked great. So hopefully he can just carry on. He looks bigger as well, so he's grown. It must be the Austrian weather when he was there. Calvin Ramsey, weren't your neighbours? Remember Ramsey Street? Man, this guy, man. G'day. I've never seen the lad.
Well,
you know what I mean, bro? Where is this guy? And the thing was, before he came to us, he was really everyone was he's a top little player, you know.
Oh, he's the next Trent. He's the next Trent, man. He's going to push Trent out. Oh, we're going to have a problem here.
Yeah. So that's a bit of a man. I'm really sad about that one. I wanted to see what this guy's all about, you know. And at the end of the day,
we got Bradley. Bradley is the new Calvin Ramsey. So sorry, Calvin Ramsey.
Missed your opportunity, I reckon.
Pretty much. He got a bad injury. We sent him out on loan. Didn't really work. Then we sent him to Reading, I think it was. Reading didn't play him.
Mhm.
Was it Reading or Wigan? Where he went on loan and we called because they weren't playing him. Then we
Like
sent him
Wigan,
to
really?
Ross County. Yeah, the guy has not basically, he hasn't played football pretty much since we bought him. It hasn't gone well for Calvin Ramsey. I think we can just put it that way.
Yeah. You'll see what happens with him in the future. Still a youth sort of player and that. So Nat Phillips, God knows what this guy does. Like what go on with this guy?
Yeah,
Nat
come on, let's
Phillips,
go. Come on. Let's
like
not even be putting this guy in a list. Come on.
like for me,
He's
this
not.
guy he should have left about 2-3 years ago and played
Exactly.
football. I don't
Exactly.
understand that, man. Like when you are playing professional football, I don't care how much money and coziness you've got in a club. You want to be playing ball, bro, because in 10 years, bro, you ain't running around the way you can now.
We gave him 40
Um,
grand a week because of one tackle in the San Siro. That's why he ain't going. If we say,
that's a
oh yeah,
little. Huh?
Bolton want you, but like 6
You're not
months
going to pay
ago,
40 grand. Yeah.
yeah, it's 6 months ago we offered you four years on 40 grand a week. We want to sell it to Bolton. They're only going to pay you 10 grand a week.
Yeah.
Now that's
Hence
why
why,
you hear this
yeah.
shit about Man United are saying recently they're still playing or staying paying players after they've left, because that's what these clubs end up doing now. Like people don't hear about that. It's like they'll sell, say, let's just say Casemiro to Roma for 10 million, and Roma are only paying him 100 grand, even though they've sold him. It's not a loan or anything like that. They're still paying his wages because he said, right, I'll go and I'll sign for them, but I want my money. You got to pay me that over 4 or 5 years. They're still paying players who no longer play for them because they're having to cut their contracts in half.
And
You
that's
know,
for
like
me the way certain guys or certain people do their jobs within the football clubs. A lot of money gets wasted, a lot of time gets wasted, and it's a bit of a fast, some of it, when you really look at that list of players there. That's a lot of players there. I don't know, man. Football's sometimes it's in the wrong hands. It's just like the way the clubs sort of run the way make everything expensive. It's bloody madness. For me, Doak, I just want to finish off with Doak quickly. I didn't mention him. This lad, bro, what I've ever seen of him play, he just reminds me of Messi in the way he keeps the ball close to him. Size-wise, he's like that size. He's just a very skillful little player, Doak. Played well for Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough sort of pushed up to the playoffs now, but he's been injured the last few weeks. So God knows what's going on there. If anyone knows, let us know. Anyone know about Doak, his injury? What's happening? Anyone?
No, I don't, to be honest. No, I just heard that he got injured a few months ago.
Yeah, about 5-6 weeks ago. But he hasn't been back. He hasn't been back. And then Gerard says the pressure at Real Madrid isn't like any other club. For them, you're only as good as your last game, and there is no in between.
Uh-huh.
That's true.
Spot on.
And Abdul's, you got an answer?
I said no, spot on from the last comment.
And then Abdul says Spain's fans, media, and press are ruthless, crazy, insane, and mad. You need mental strength and thick skin.
Oh, well, yeah, to be a Real Madrid player, you need thick skin. Just so with Barcelona, their players get a lot of stick, but Madrid even more so, I would say.
In England, is convert racism and hidden society. Twitter is the reason behind a lot of it now, anyway.
It's the new way.
Yeah, divide. It's a bit of a mad one. You know, back in the days, this is how we're talking about back in the day stuff. Back in the days, no matter which club you supported, you'd all just get along. Like, yeah, you got a few Arsenal fans here, Man United, but you just get along because you all love football. You know what I mean, bro? Now it's like a war.
There's a war going on outside.
No man is safe, fam. You know?
Classic.
I've seen that song live actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seen Mob Deep live. It was so happy. Like I remember when I heard that live, I was like, "Yo,
you're like, yo,
yeah. I made it. I've made it. I've seen Mob Deep." Original sound of New York. Abdul, we need Steele in midfield. If we had Steele in midfield against Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle, and Fulham, would have won all them 3 games. Ask Nigel. Salah looks tired and not in games. Could be a number of things. Yeah. Nolante? O'Brien, was it? Who was that there?
tied. Yeah, true. Yeah, I said it, but he's just out of form. Just is what it is. Yeah. He's just out of form.
I think the pressure from the left backs as well makes a difference as well on how real tight they are on him. Like he gets marked probably the most out of all the players in the Premier League. He's the number 1 guy. He gets really man marked, and sometimes it's 2 guys. You know what I mean? So fans moan about Salah, but you got to look at it in that way of like he's got in man marked like militant style. You do. Let's see you do that, like trying to get a goal or assist or whatever it is. You know.
Right.
Funny, but for me, he's got enough credit in the bank. I ain't gonna moan about Salah, bro. And for me, maybe if he was rested against certain clubs, Southampton and that, it would have made a difference, you know. So, but that's history now. We can't change it. So, Botsalai plays so many games. What's up with that? And also, what does he do in games? Sod all, bro. Never moan about players, but that guy made me moan about. Like he made me moan about him the last few days, man. How can you be so great against a Man City away game, Tottenham in their stadium 6-3 game? Like you just run the game, bro. And all of a sudden, bro, he can't find his feet against PSG, Newcastle. He wasn't even great against Everton, and then against Fulham. So 4 games after each other, nothing, and he's still starting in them games. And the same I would say for Jota. West Ham Sunday. I don't really want to see them 2 guys starting. And Brian says, we have Steele, Mac and Grab are very strong. We lack guile and creativity and quality passing. I would say mental toughness as well. Creativity is not there. Why? Because we're getting run over. And when you get run over, the last thing on your mind is being creative, isn't it? Yeah, I think we can only
but
be
even when we
creative.
have the ball, dude. When we have the ball, man. When we have it.
Yeah,
we're
not doing
not
nothing
being
with
real.
it. Yeah.
No, we can't. We don't. You go and look at some of the. Yeah, maybe they don't win games. They don't win. Yeah, but just look at some of the football that gets played tonight. You know, across Europe, and tomorrow night, you'll see teams that aren't winning titles. Yeah, or whatever. You see some of the moves they put together. Like, I'm not expecting us to turn into prime Barcelona, but I mean, 2 or 3 times a match just to put like some. Wow, look at that 4-pass move, 5 passes. You know, we just don't seem to have, and I don't understand it because I'm not asking for the moon here. You know, we're Liverpool. We have good players, and I know a lot of it will be systems. Like, no, we don't want you to play like little tricky moves. Yeah, cool. They won't happen all the time, but like when a move breaks down and you have a chance to do something, off the cuff a little bit. We don't seem to be able to do that. I can't remember last time we looked like a team that you'd pay to go and see, unless you're a Liverpool fan. We win games, we get the job done more often than not until, of course, this period we've just been through. We're top of the league, an incredible season, all of that, but can anybody sit here and go, oh man, do you remember that game against them? Or do you remember that game against them? It's, again, I'm not, like I said, I'm not asking for the Harlem Globetrotters, but we're not entertaining. We don't have flair. We have strength and we have control, and we have Mo Salah and we have Virgil at the back and Ali in goal. But just in terms of individuals, we don't have a Pedri, we don't have a Musiala, we don't have a Lamal, we don't have a wild card. We don't, not even a wild card, but we don't have someone that gets people off their feet. And I don't want to go down the I kind of, to the nth degree of empathy, I understand kind of to what Troy Deeney was talking about in terms of not bringing his kids to watch Mo Salah. I think he had like a grain of truth in what he was saying, but he made it in a really bad way. It's just like, yeah, Mo's not Messi. He's not Ronaldinho. It's like, yeah, but there are none of these guys. But that's, I think, is the point he was trying to make to himself. Mo is, like everyone's saying, he's been poor now. So just to have a couple of guys out there, an Odegaard, even someone that can play passes that other people can't see, we just don't have that. We just do not have it. Diaz cannot do that. Like, there's a reason why people were losing their minds going over that Diaz and Jota goal. Man, some teams do that 5-6 times in a month. Doesn't always be good, but like, we were looking at that like, wow, did you see how good we were? It's like, that's not that difficult. It's one decent pass, a nice back flick into someone's pass. We used to do that shit all the fucking time. That's like, I was just shocked by how people were blown away by how good that was. Like, that's a real easy thing to do. Why aren't we doing that? Like, at least a couple of times a week, every week. Not that same move, but things as good as that. I was like, wow, did you see what we did there? It's like, man, wow, we're getting blown away by the fact that we just did that once, like in a month. That was really depressing for me. That was real depressing because, that's simple stuff. Like, that's what people talk about Diaz and Jota being good at, 60, 70 million pound players. They do it once in 6 months and everyone's blowing their lid over it. It's depressing, man. Should be able to do that all the time.
Yep. Like for me, still that Diaz and Jota's got together. Diaz was still offside, my opinion.
Oh, that, yeah, but that's the thing that stood out like a sore thumb. That piece of skill and creativity, like, wow, it's like, yeah, see, like, players can do that. Like, we are so functional as a team, really functional as a team. There's not much of that flair, little quick 1-2s. Oppositions aren't expecting it. It's, yeah, it's in working, just real functional stuff, and functional is working right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think we might have lost Brian there. Delante, you want to carry on, bro?
Yeah, no.
No, I'm just I'm just going to get some
okay.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, just to follow up on Bry's comment. Graf and Mac are good, but we still need that solidified DM, and this is why it just baffles the life of me again, that slot has not started Endo at all. It doesn't make sense. And we can say it's this and that, and just kind of feeding lies to us. I mean, we really need a DM at some point. Gravy's done brilliant. He's just gone off the ball. Mac as well, but they can only do so much. You need a balance in the team, And as good as his players they are, Mac and Grav, in different ways, we still need that DM. And great squads, great teams, they do that. And if someone has to miss out, a Subbo, Mac, Jones, whoever, then so be it, or Mac, this is what we want. And I think that's something Sort has to look at. If he doesn't want Endo, then get rid of him in the summer and get that DM, because there's been at times, as great as we are, when teams break on us, we're just a little bit slacking in terms of a defensive aspect. Yeah. I agree with Abdul as a defensive aspect in terms of attacking wise. And it started early for me. I saw bits was when we beat Chelsea 2-1. It's like 2 or 3 times we're getting bypassed in the midfield. And that's when you had Subbo in the team. And everyone goes, Subbo works hard, etc. Yeah, but he gets bypassed as well. The 3 of them need to communicate more, The defense can only do so much. And that's something, again, that needs to be addressed, in my opinion, because Morton, again, was just a number. He's been wasted. I don't know why we kept him. That's what I'm saying. I just don't like us wasting players if you're not going to use them. And he's played some games, but that's it. The standard. That was it, So, okay. Brian thinking about a sing-along there. Fly me to the moon and let we sway among the stars.
Nice.
So, yeah. Lee, you going to back me up?
Memories of sweet, the memories you gave to me.
Brilliant, Lee. I like that.
That one's all right. Memories, Dean Martin. I don't mind that one.
Yeah.
Don't care so much for his other ones, but that one I like.
Yeah, 100%, Lee. I agree. Salah Abdul, okay.
We do need a little pep in our step, don't we, for these upcoming fixtures? We need something from somewhere to reinvigorate the players, because we're not doing the business, are we, at the moment? I thought that Derby win might pick us up, and see us to the end of the season, but it hasn't, has it?
No. I think just having a clean sheet, 1-0 tight game, win against your neighbours would have just sort of woke us up again. You know what I mean, bro? And then 1-0 up against Fulham, I'm thinking, we're back on sort of track. Let's get it done. Then bang, collapsed. You know what? Sometimes things happen and they always say, it's what you do in the next game from that last game, But, bro, 3 defeats in 4. We're not really learning. And it's not really the players, because, for me, if you're just getting a goal like that against Everton, and then, he goes through against Fulham early in the second half, I'm thinking, boom, he's going to get another goal here. And he didn't put it away. Gutted. And that was for me. If we got that goal there, Jota, to make it 3-2, we're winning that game. And Abdul just names a lot of things there that could have affected Salah in the last few weeks, Look at his age. Look at the...
No AFCON this year, though.
Yeah, there's no AFCON this year, but fasting and stuff. And also pressure. We haven't really mentioned that. I've been saying for a while now. Player of the season for me. Best player in the world this season for me. And along comes the pressure of that, But for me, next game's gonna come. Things can change. I'm not really going to have a go at Salah. For me, best player in the world this season. You want to elaborate on that, Brian?
Sorry, the boys are on it. Yeah. Look, I have a different take on it. I think it's something which some people like. We're after basically winning the league right now. I know it's not done, but a week ago, the previous round where we won and they drew, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty much it now. I just think it's whether it's subconscious or whatever, but Mo Salah can't keep up that rate. We're running down the home straight. Like I said, when you see those 100-meter sprinters in the last 3 or 4 yards, when they're winning it by a country mile, they slow down. We can slow down. I think that's all that's happening. We're just slowing down because we know we won it. And that impetus of having a team 2 points behind us isn't there anymore. So just his standards are impossible to keep up at his age over 38-game season, every single game, week in, week out. I just think that's purely what we're doing now. We're in the home straight and we're taking our foot off the pedal, whether we mean to do it or not. That's what we're doing.
Yep. I agree with you there. But I reckon if we beat PSG in that game and we're playing Villa tomorrow, do you reckon that fall off would have happened?
Well, no, but that's it. There's nothing else to play for. There's nothing there.
Yeah. Mm.
That doesn't exist. That's a huge thing to take into the equation. It's gone. We won the league. We played once a week. No cup games, no FA Cup, no Champions League. Nothing. It's not there. No motivation.
But for me, it's a good opportunity to rest the guys because you've got 7 days and rejuvenate the engines in certain players, your Salahs, your Gravenberches, your Sabotsalais. And what it is, we'll see against West Ham. I think that West Ham game is my final straw in that way of where we've had a full week rest. And them guys have the guys who are going to mention Sabotsalai for me, Jota, Salah, Virgil van Dijk, Kanate even, Andy Robertson, all these guys I've just mentioned. Yeah, I think that West Ham game, I definitely want to see a different Liverpool to the one that we've had in the last 4 sort of games. And I want to see a difference. If Arne Slot's going to pick the same team again, I want to see a different fucking display. But if he mixes it up again, I'm going to say, you know what, fair play to you. No matter what the result is. You know what I mean? But if he picks the same bloody team and the same sort of result or same sort of display happens, I think a lot of fans are going to be a bit peed off, you know? But if he does about 3-4 changes, actually 3 changes that need changing, I'm going to say, you know what? It's on the players. Because he's done the boss's sort of job and actually mixed it up now after losing them 3 games. And then Brian just says on Jupiter and Mars. Everyone's having their own little conversations here, late in the words. You want to elaborate on that?
We were doing song lyrics earlier on. I told you can skip the whole moon stuff and all that.
Why the serious face?
Yeah. I don't know who that's to. Whoever wants to take it can take it. I'm just going to go through these comments. I'm not going to say anything. And for Abdul, big game players are your man Drogba. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain from Norman. And I think realism saying what everyone else is thinking.
I couldn't actually remember the lyrics that follow that. So it makes the point something now is clear. Some shit is it?
Well, there'll be more of that realism. Don't you worry, mate.
Sid the idiot. Sidiot Vicious. He was a bit of a mong when he said Vicious.
Good on Sydney.
He was barely sentient.
Nice to see you, Mr. Tibbs09. Greetings, everyone. And he just knocks the nail on the head there with Slot doesn't really trust his squad players. And the thing is, every time he does sort of give them a little game, a lot of these guys step up. So I can't really work it out. Endo, Elliott, Darwin, now and again. Chiesa, another guy. I've shown the boss. We're here. We can offer you something if you need it. Because at the end of the day, bro, you've got to understand this. Footballers are there to win. So whoever you call upon, it could be Endo, it could be an Elliott. These lads want to win the bloody game. It ain't like they just want to come on, have a bloody stroll to keep fit. So they've got nothing to do with that. These guys want to win. And that's what sort of really frustrated me with Slot's sort of team selections over the last month or so. Because whoever's going to come in, they want to bloody win. And it's as simple as that, you know. And I don't really understand it.
That's...
You want to elaborate on that, Nalante?
Please.
Because like when you're a footballer, bro, playing for a team, it's whatever you do in life. You're not just doing it for the sake of doing it. You want to do it and do the best job.
Yeah.
You know, it could be a sandwich, it could be a cheese toast, it could be a birthday cake, it could be, I don't know, painting for someone, whatever it is. You want to do the best bloody job. And for me, I don't really think about, when I look at Liverpool players, I don't look at any of them guys who are doing it for the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're sort of blessed with that. We're really blessed with that as a club over the years. A lot of guys have chosen us, even knowing if they went down the road to any other than Manchester teams, they would have probably got another extra 100 grand a week.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true, bro?
No, 100%. JK. Yeah. And the thing is, decisions need to be made. Decisions really need to be made, you know. And like you said, the next week is going to tell us a lot about this team, the squad, and the manager a little bit more, you know. Because we've got the experience in there. Now it's, you know, and like he said, I know he's going to use the excuse of the 7-day week so he can start at the same place. But no, man, changes need to still be afloat. I think we can do changes against West Ham, you know. But will he? I don't think so. No,
I don't think so, bro.
It's going to be Connor, which is, you know, because it dries and that's it. Maybe Lucho and that's it. But let's see. I hope I'm wrong, but let's see.
And that's the question for Gerard from Brian. How about the police, Gerard? Giant steps is all we take walking on the moon. Down at Fraggle Rock.
Down the Fraggle Rock.
No, it was just the lyrics before. Giant steps is all we take, walking on the moon, down at Fraggle Rock.
I used to like Fraggle Rock with Fulton Mackay and Sprocket, the dog. Well, it was a puppet like the dog, but it was still a dog. Yeah, I like Fraggle Rock. It was good though.
Spot on. I don't think you trust anyone. Arnie. Well, every time he has sort of trusted them, they haven't really messed it up. They've actually put a fine display on the table for us. You know what I mean? And done the job. Got a job done. Like two guys, just giving a quick example. Darwin and Elliot. Over the season, them guys have been sold here, sold to Germany, sold to Spain, Saudi Arabia. They've been offered to everyone by us fans. Not the media. Actually, the media have done it as well, but us fans have really jumped on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
And those two guys went to Paris and got us a 1-0 lead going into the second leg at Anfield. Happy days. So for me, it's like I would say, you know what? I don't blame Slot not picking this guy, and this guy. I don't blame him. But you know what it is? We can't say that. And that's what it is. We need to give that bottle to Arnie Slot, bro, Norman, with that message. Don't play the same team against West Ham on Sunday. That will be the message in that bottle.
Actually, I was gonna do something for you guys and ask the panels a chat. Something I saw on BBC Sport. Let me see if I could bring it up. Just give me a second.
And peace to Brian, who was with us. Nice one coming on, Brian.
Yeah, that's it, Brian. Big up, Brian. Let's see if I can put this on.
And bless up Fozzie as well, if you're hearing us. And 12th man as well. The rest of the crew.
That's it. Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's just a little fun thing, and obviously, I mean, it looks like we're going to win the league, so it's just something we could do, you know, on the panel and chat. Love to hear your views. So again,
what I'll do quickly, Lance, I'll quickly just run through the rest of these chats, so at the end they can give us the players they want to put in.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
And then Abdul Kanate Pirouette was funny and was frozen in time. With Fulton McKay and the dog Sprocket from Lee. A year has passed since I broke my nose.
I'll be all right now.
Is that a song or is that the truth? Because it's been nearly a year since I broke my arm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not a song. That's the truth.
Song walking on message in a bottle. A year has gone since I wrote my note, but he's changed it to broke my nose for the laugh.
Okay. Go on, Lee. See what I mean? Lee's got that type of knowledge, bro. I like that.
Yeah.
And bless up, bro.
Big up.
Anton. Hope you're cool, bro. We'd love to have you on here with us as well, bro, one day. It would be cool.
Anton. Yeah, jump on,
Bless
please,
up.
Anton. Yeah, bless up, Anton.
Yeah, man. Top lad. And he bigs up the whole panel as well. Nice one for that. And Norman's asking us the question, or he's just saying, is there life on Mars, Bowie?
No, there's not enough water on Mars to support life.
Like for me, they say the Earth's been here for like 4.5 billion years and stuff, and what it is, the sun's ever increasing, coming nearer to the Earth. And then what's going to happen in the future is that the sun will just eat up the Earth. Hence why the humans need to go towards Mars, because of the distance from the sun, you know. Well, that's the future. Hence why I say to people, don't worry about problems. Like in 100 years, then problems not even going to be here. So enjoy life, be happy. If we lose a game, I get a bit peed off and stuff, but always smile.
Indeed.
Like Norman, Moonlight Shadow, with words like that. And Nolante, you want to read that comment out?
Brilliant. Brilliant display from the asses. Go give, yeah, but listen, I mean, fair bluff, yeah, we have to. We've yeah.
I'm not. I'm telling you now. I've not said one commendable word towards that team. No. I've seen too many Arsenal fans over the years, and their manager Arteta played for Everton, played for Rangers. No.
JK's holding it back.
I can't give that team. You know what? If it was, I can't really think of any team in the Premier League I want to give credit to, really. Ipswich. If it was Ipswich doing that job against Real Madrid, I'll give them credit.
Oh, dear.
And then from Gerald Wilder and Brian for catching the kettle of fish seems like they are getting boiled. And that's for you, Norman, Dave Angel, Echo Warrior. Classic.
Oh, yeah, I remember him, yeah. He was funny,
yeah.
Dave Angel, Echo Warrior, off the Fast Show. The Fast Show, when that used to be on. He used to speak like, he used to dress and speak like Mike Reed from EastEnders for some unknown reason. And
Frank?
Yeah, but he was like very concerned about ecological matters and global warming. Quite a funny character. I used to buzz off it.
And then Norman says we might need 11 players, so we might win the league then. Or could it just finish these off and then Atlantic shows what he's got there? Remember I told man about Kanate from Anton. He's a good physical defender, but he switches off sometimes. Not great in possession. You saw that so-called Scully tried at Fulham, right? One thing I will quickly just say, and then you guys can take it, that I'm really impressed with his passing, how he's improved. But the guy and his concentration levels, whoa. It's like us when we used to go to school back in the days, you know, be like, oh, God, sod that, go rather go play football, you know, concentrate, can't be bothered. It's like that. And I think Kanai is a bit like that as well. Lee, Nancy? Yeah?
Yeah, Kanai can be that. He's been good, but yeah, he just had his headless chicken moments, and he just needs to cut it out because everyone's rating him and, you know, up there, second to Virgil. And like I said, and I'll stand on my ground. I know I've got a little bit of bias in me, but what does Kanai do that is better than Joe Gomez? When Joe Gomez is fit and on game. But, you know, tough conversations.
And what about you, Lee? Kanate?
Yeah, he has his off moments sometimes. He has his brain fart sometimes, and he had one yesterday, didn't he, early on, that sort of set the tempo for the defensive play over the next 20 minutes, and we conceded 3 goals. It does happen sometimes with him. No denying it. Like, something he's got to eradicate from his game, hopefully with time and experience. Just become more relaxed, that little bit more relaxed in a good way, though. Relaxed in a good way, you know, like Virgil is.
And you notice, bro, go on. Like, you're not the nail on the head about the tempo, bro. See, what happens is, as soon as the defender does if something iffy, gives a corner away that you don't need to, and you know, stuff like that, what happens? The energy changes. The opposition think, you know what, we might get a look in here. And that's why it's very important that the 2 centre backs and the 2 left back, the left back and the right back, they've got to concentrate. That's their job. They don't need to score goals. All they've got to do is bloody concentrate. And bless up 12, man. Great to see you, bro.
Yeah, bless up 12.
What go on to the panel and big up to the chat.
What go on, man? Like 12,
on, bro.
You're you know.
And Norman, he does go mentally at times, Anton. Kanate is clumsy. But then again, he'll have games where he's just pure solid, gets stuck in, clears up, does like he plays for better than Van Dijk. I've seen it this season a couple of times. And I don't understand it. Why? How can players be so inconsistent? How is Szoboszlai playing top class Man City away and Tottenham away 6-3, and then can't do a game against Paris, Newcastle, or Fulham? Can't do nothing.
The mind boggles.
Mind boggles, man. And then Gerard says Chelsea won him for 40 million. I think he's talking about Kanate there.
Oh, he won't go to Chelsea even if he were to leave.
No, he won't go to another British club.
Yeah,
my opinion.
No.
And then bless up Uncle Rods.
Yo, my virgin, me there, Rods. Uncle Rods, me there, sir. Big up.
We're all good, man.
All good.
Love to have you on here with us one day as well, bro.
Yeah, Uncle Rods, man. Yeah, let us know, man. Next show, jump on, man. If you're on, then we'll send it and we'll jump you on. Uncle Rods, man. It's good always speaking to you, brother.
Lee, that's you want to read that one, Lee?
Yeah, Lee. From no.
You go on, Lee. If you want to read that one.
I'm gonna say, throw a chicken in the air, stick a deck chair up your nose. Yeah, spit an image, the chicken song.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was. They had a single, like, yeah, it was. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, I think I remember it. Yeah. Sorted. Okay, Nalante, you got something good there for us?
Yeah, just a little something for you guys in the chat. I know this is everyone's at different time, but for even you and UJ Kane Lee. So this is a combined 11. So I saw this on the BBC website. Just be interesting to select the best 11 from this season side or the 2020 winning team, 1920. And what formation shall we go with, boys? What formation would you go with?
4-3-3 now.
Yeah, Lee, you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll do 4-3-3. And I mean, the obvious one that we'll tick that off the list. Ain't got no competition. All about an Adrian. Remember Adrian? Maybe he can get looking. He did all right for a little while, apart from the Atletico Madrid the meltdown, Adrian. But yeah, Adrian, sorry, yeah. Right, guys, is no brainer. Trent.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, cool. All right, we'll just put VVD in there. We know this. This would be interesting. His partner. Who would you pick?
I did like the partnership with Matip. I like the partnership with Joe Gomez as well. I'll go for the Matip one.
Okay. JK, who'd you go with?
In the right back position, yeah?
No, the centre back next to VVD.
Oh, I'll go. Oh, so probably Matip, bro.
Oh, really?
Actually, you know what? I'll go Joe Gomez.
Inches, just so we've got.
No, I'll go Joe Gomez.
Okay.
In defending corners and free kicks and that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta go Joe Gomez. He don't stress me.
Yeah.
He don't stress me out.
Yeah, my guy. Yeah, my brother, Joey G. Okay. Left back, I guess we can all unanimously say Robbo in it. Yeah. Now this will be I think the midfield will be the interesting one, but let's choose of it. Who'll be the first one, guys, on the team sheet? Is Fabinho getting into this combined 11?
Yeah. I'm going Fabinho in that middle.
Lee? Fabinho?
Yeah, Fabinho, yeah.
Okay. Let us know in the chat as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Now it's getting interesting. Okay.
Now it's going to get sticky. Who would be the second one next to Fab?
For me, I'm going Henderson.
Okay, Henderson. Lee?
Genie.
Okay. And who would be if you went Henderson, who would be the other person you would say, JK?
I'll go McAllister then.
Okay, so Henderson, McAllister, and
Fabinho.
Lee, you said Genie, and who?
I'll give it to Gravenberch.
Oof.
Gravenberch and Genie.
Gravenberch and Genie.
That was a bit dangerous. That was a bit dangerous.
Okay, so this is different. Okay, it's interesting. This is spicy. I would go. I think so. Genie will go in there because me and Lee vote Genie, so that would be one. So Genie would go in there for me. Now we've got there's Hendo, Grav, or Mac. It's because the answers you gave.
Like, I'll go Mac if I have to choose one out of them. Yeah.
Are you still sticking with Grav?
Yeah. I'll stick with them three.
This is an interesting one. Okay, but I'll just give this. Yeah, I think JK. I have to give the slight edge to Mac.
Yeah.
He's just done a bit. I mean, it's not Gravenberch's fault because he wasn't played by Mac. Yeah. So I'll give the slight edge to Mac. Right,
and midfield will work.
Yeah, that's to be a pretty midfield. Oh my god, you got tackling, passing ability, work rate. Yeah. Oh god, yeah. That midfield will cook. That's what we need next to Mac next season. Okay, and the front three, is it the unanimous front three? Is that what we're saying, guys?
Yeah, of
Lee,
course.
JK.
Yeah. Bobby, probably one of my favorite Liverpool players. What a player, man.
Yeah. I see. Sadio Mane. Okay. Cool.
So McAllister ain't got a picture, man.
Oh god! Wow, discrimination. Okay, all right. As we go with the lineup, but I'll do this in a different way to make it a bit more interesting. Would you have this year's Alisson or 2020 Alisson?
2020 Alisson.
Okay, Lee.
Alisson.
Yeah, which one? This season's Alisson or 2020 Alisson?
I'll go with the 2020 Alisson.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so that's not Alisson. Okay, with Trent, would it be 2020 Trent or this season's Trent?
2020.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. Lee? This season or 2020?
Yeah, Trent or 2020 Trent, you're saying?
Yeah. Which Trent did you have in this team?
I'll go for this season's one.
Let's see. Okay, interesting. Okay, interesting pick. Okay, fair play. Fair play to you, Lee. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think 2020 for me. Trent. BVD.
This season.
Okay, JK. This season. Okay, interesting. What about you, Lee?
The 2021 because he haven't been injured yet.
Okay.
Pickford hasn't sat about him yet, has he?
Yeah, I'll go for 2020 as well. I'll go for 2020. 2025 is not
injury.
Yeah. All right, and we go to. I think we're all gonna conclude to this. So this will be 2020 Joey G, in it, prime Joey G.
Yeah.
We all go with that. Okay. Robbo, same. Yeah, I think the same. Oh, do we agree? 2020.
Yeah.
Okay, Lee, agree. That's fine. Genie, Fabinho, McAllister, so that's fine. Mane, Firmino, obviously, yeah. And Salah. This is interesting. 2020 Salah or this season? What about you,
This
Lee?
season.
What about you, Lee? this season or 2020, Salah?
I'd say this season.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
He's a better all-round player. I like him. He's this is the best version of Salah for me.
That's what I think. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Nice one, bro.
Yeah.
You should take a screenshot of that.
Yeah.
Can you bring it down a little bit, bro? The picture, actually up a bit, if it's cool.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sorted. What did you want to do with the next one? You want to mix it up?
Yeah, we could do. Yeah. Let me just. I'll just take this off. So yeah, that's the lineup. So let me just take this off. 2 sets. What I'll do is I'll just play a little clip. Again, this is from the Fulham press conference. Again, this is Arne on just discussing in regards to Salah's form. So again, I'll just put this up and we'll just play this quickly for the guys. Okay, so I'll just play this now.
Arne, obviously a disappointing outcome. Not often that Liverpool concede 3 times in 15 minutes. What happened in that spell of the game?
And not often that we concede 3 goals, let alone in one game, let alone in 15 minutes. And then if you look at the goals we conceded, that is not what we usually see, and that's probably also the reason why we are where we are. Because if you make these mistakes more often in a league like this, you will not be having the amount of points we are having at the moment.
There were a few individual errors, weren't there? Ibrahim Konate had one that wasn't punished. Then obviously Andrew Robertson, I think Szoboszlai played a pass without looking first half. It wasn't like you, as you say.
No, it wasn't. We scored a good goal, but apart from that, I think the second half performance is much more like the team we are. But yeah, it's conceding 3 goals in the manner we did is of course not of the standards of Liverpool. That's clear.
And having got back to 3-2, you actually had some quite big opportunities. Harvey Elliott hits the woodwork, Bernd Lerner makes 2 or 3 saves. You could have got something out of the game.
No, definitely. We just needed time, and because I think you could see, especially not in the first part of the second half, but from I think 20-25 minutes before the end, we were creating chance after chance after chance. And then you need time if you are 2 goals down, and in the end we lacked time to make sure to make up for the 3 mistakes we made in the first half.
I just want to ask you 2 more questions. Firstly, about Alisson not involved again. I mean, is it a bit of a worry now that presumably he's failed that concussion protocol again?
Yeah, yes, he did. So there's a week to go, so it gives us a bit of time. But as Liverpool, we always follow the protocol in moments like this when it's a concussion. And if he haven't ticked all the boxes, he can be on goal. He wants it a lot, but the protocol is the protocol.
And I have to ask you about Mo Salah. I mean, his figures this season have been incredible. He's like 50% above everybody else in terms of goal involvements. However, another game has gone by, hasn't scored a goal, he hasn't got an assist today. One great ball, which Cody Gakpo nearly got onto in the first half. So there are pluses there. But for him, this season, compared to what he's been like over week after week after week, he's been quiet now for 3-4 games.
Yeah, maybe he should see this as a compliment, because his numbers were not normal, and now he hasn't scored for 4, But the good thing about Mo is sometimes he doesn't play a good game and he can still score a goal. And I don't think he's now in a place where he cannot score goals anymore. He knows what kind of player he is. We have to bring him as much as we can in those positions. Today he had a big chance. I don't know who crossed it, but he had his right foot. But Mo will show up again. I don't worry about it at all.
So what do you guys make about the after match comments from my illustrious manager?
I was expecting him to say that, like, after what happened. Yeah, I pretty much expected him to come out and say something like that. He's just got to get it right now, hasn't he, for West Ham?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but when you looked at his face, he looked a bit worried, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just see it in his face. He just looked a bit like stressed out. And that's what I always say about football managers. If the result don't go your way, you're the guy who's going to go home not feeling great. You know what I mean? As fans as well. But I think the manager takes a lot of that burden on his shoulders. And when you're a team like Liverpool, you know, we're not used to losing. And I think with Slot, he's got to be able to handle that. You know, the pressure at Liverpool is immense. Like sometimes we don't even realise it. You know why? Because you always see these guys on the TV smiling and getting on with it. You know what I mean, bro? But behind the scenes, if that guy starts losing 1 game, 2 games, 3 games, 4 games, man's are going to start talking, and I don't want that ever to happen with Slot and stuff. Hence why, for me, he needs to really iron out this team selection for Sunday. I don't really want to. I just want to see a nice game where we're playing a bit of football because we ain't really been playing great. Bar that Everton goal, our football's been sort of atrocious. So that week we've got off. I just hope that all these guys are rested now. You know?
Yeah. No, 100%. Like I said, they're recuperated. They're they're ready to go. I mean, like I said, they're well rested. We're at home. Like I said, we as a club, we should be expecting 6 points. West Ham at Leicester, the least. If we can't get 6 points, then the irritation will go up a bit, and we have the chance to get close and that. And we just need these players to get back to what they've done well for the majority of the season, And like I said, and if he's playing the same players, then there's be no excuse, So I guess for all of us, we'll just have to see. We just have to see these players just have to remember who they are and where we're at and just to step up because, obviously, things have just unraveled and, unfortunately, tonight, obviously those are big up Dara. Dara in the building. Big up Dara. Hope you well, my friend. Hope you well, Dara. Big up Dara. And and it's just a case of what's happened tonight. It's obviously not that it's going to affect how we do, but it's just the fact that we have a chance to navigate circumstances. We have a chance to make history, and we need to do our job. Whatever happens in other competitions, and that's it. That's it. To be fair.
Bless up 12, bro. Hope you're cool.
Yeah. Long day, even longer tomorrow. So, yeah.
Hope you're feeling well, bro.
I saw you guys. Been listening on my travels for today, and I was listening to Fozzie earlier this morning. Yeah, heard you guys you and Fozzie getting into it.
Yeah, you know what I mean, bro.
Oh, I need to catch up.
Yeah.
I was at my
We
house
started
time, so
everyone.
I will watch out. I will catch up.
Everyone's on notice. Everyone's on notice.
You know what I mean?
Everyone's noticed.
I'm gonna ask 12 this question about, bro, what do you think of the Champions League games tonight?
Well, I'll tell you this much. I was surprised to see that not only did Real Madrid get beat, they got beat very badly in that second half. But it was pretty much all Arsenal in this game for the most part. And yeah, it's a big result for them. I mean, like, all respect due. Big result. Now they're gonna. I wonder what the game plan is going to be when they go to Spain, because because that's going to be, they're going to all out try to hit them with with the 1-2, and yeah, it's just interesting, like Camavinga is not going to be playing obviously because of the red card, but Real Madrid is Real Madrid. This game is like I don't want to see Arsenal win because I don't want to see them try to have like some like chest because they beat Real Madrid.
Yeah.
This year though, unfortunately, it's just like a telltale sign for us as well though, is that this year was the year to beat Real Madrid. Let's be honest. We beat them already, at home. Albeit at home, but still we beat them just like Arsenal did at home. And I think that Real Madrid is they have the firepower, but it's on the road. It's not always the same settings. And then with the other game was a little bit of a surprise, not surprise, but it was a shock somewhat to see Bayern lose at home against Inter. So so that was definitely somewhat of a surprise. But Inter's a good team. Inter's a very good team.
Do you reckon they can win it, Inter?
They are certainly one of the. They're probably one of the favorites to win it. To be honest with you, they could be if Real Madrid gets knocked out, but I don't know.
Yeah, because like beating Bayern 2-1 in their ground, good result.
It's a great result for them. Yeah, great result. And now, Villa's got to do their thing against PSG, and Barcelona's got to hold off Dortmund.
Yeah, which they will.
Yeah.
I want Dortmund to win it though. If I had to choose one, Dortmund.
Yeah, out of the 8 remaining, that's probably the least get under your skin style, team, I guess.
Yeah.
To have to lift the trophy. It would be kind of nice for the yellow wall to like finally lift that trophy.
You know what I mean? I think they deserve it. Their crowd is like mad, real big, boisterous.
Yeah, definitely.
Good energies, Yeah, I think Dortmund, that's my team because, like, for me, they're not like, when you look at the table of how many leagues have been won, Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern, us, are sort of all around the same sort of area, the number of wins and stuff. So for me, I don't want any of them to win.
Yeah. I would like to see like an all English, all German. That'd be interesting.
Well, I think Dortmund and Bayern can meet in the semis.
Yeah, they're the same side, so it won't happen.
Right.
Yeah.
So it'd be like Dortmund, Bayern on one side, and the Arsenal and Villa on the other side, possibly.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Could get messy. Could get messy.
Oh man,
I'm just looking at from like, I'm not saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. 12.
Like, just about.
But bro, I was asking these guys a question earlier about if we won that Champions League game against PSG, do you think the players sort of standards would have just stayed up and not dropped off like they did.
I'll go as far as we should have won that game against PSV, not PSG. But that would have made a difference. Because then we wouldn't have probably played PSG. But
That's the thing, yeah.
But again, that's why I'm kind of holding the coach to his words a little bit strictly, because I didn't like that comment. Every game is important. There's no throwaway games. In every game, and in this format of the way the system is, every game has an impact, a relative impact on yourselves. So like, if we had beaten PSV that day, PSV, maybe Arsenal's playing PSG instead of us, and maybe we're playing PSV again. So
that's the thing. And you know what? I would have just loved to win every game, 8 out of 8. Bang, that would have been a record. It would have just showed the world we were in business this year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think this is what I'm saying about Slot. Top manager, coach, or whatever you want to call him. He's done well, really well. But I think sometimes he has sort of made mistakes, and I think if he's watched any of our shows in the last few days and Nalante for the last 6 weeks about rotation, now's the time, bro. Because if you go with the same team again against West Ham and the result ain't great, there's going to be a lot of noise. And I don't really want that, because for me, we're on the verge of winning the title. We don't need this extracurriculum stress, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, agreed. I agree with that completely.
And Darby's got a question for us, guys. Was an Arsenal win good for us?
No.
Go on, Nante.
No.
I don't think it was good for us, bro, because for me, they're definitely not going to be going full strength again at the weekend. Do you guys know off here? Let me see who Arsenal are playing this weekend. They're playing.
They play Everton, don't they?
No,
they just played Everton at the weekend.
They played Everton. My fault.
Yeah.
Oh, they got Brentford at home in the late kickoff on the Saturday.
Oh, they'll win that.
Brentford.
They'll win
Brentford
that.
They're not bad. Brentford.
Nah, they'll win that. Yeah.
With Ember, I don't know.
They've all gone off form. Yeah, they've all kind
they
of.
Have actually.
Yeah,
I expect them to win it. Even with changes, I expect them to win it. Minimum Brentford could get as a draw, but I'm not bothered about Arsenal anymore, if I'm honest, in the league. Whether they win or what, I don't really care. I'm more concerned about us.
Exactly. But I think the way Arsenal fans are acting and so, I ain't watched no videos today of any celebration. Are they celebrating 12?
Oh, I bet they are. I haven't seen any videos yet because I've been on the road a lot today. But I bet they are celebrating in one way. I would celebrate. I mean, it's a big win. It's a team that no one had them getting by them today. Even at home. So, I give them credit for what it is worth. Do I think that they are, it's, I look at them as being somewhat of a team that has certainly a lot of ability. They have talent on their team for certain. And I'm speaking on Arsenal. But it's just unfortunate that their fan base makes you despise the team a little bit more than you possibly would want to. So that is what it is with me. So
you can add the manager to that pot as well, bro.
Yeah.
Their manager is such a the day he played You Never Walk Alone in his training session, I just knew this guy's on a different film. He's just got this beef with Liverpool Football Club. Played for Everton. as well. You know what I mean? So I think sometimes managers realise how great and big Liverpool are. They have an automatic wall go around them. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And sort of like, oh, fuck them. Like, we don't really care about Liverpool, you know, that sort of attitude. Yep. And that's the sign of great teams, you know, when great teams come and got a real soul and stuff, what happens? A lot of enemies start popping up anywhere, you know, like I mean. Yeah, that's the world of football sometimes.
Yeah, it is the world of football for sure. Spot on. Spot on.
Just looking at tomorrow's games, I think we've got it's PSG Villa. What do you reckon, 12 in that one?
Say again?
The Villa,
the PSG game?
Yeah, PSG at home, I think, first game.
Yeah, they go against Villa. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for them to get a result against PSG. Obviously, PSG is one of the best teams in the world currently in form. Villa, though, I will say this though: Villa is one of those teams also in that kind of like top notch form. They maybe going under the radar a little bit, because they don't have all the same like media attention that gets drawn to them. But I still think that Villa is the team I picked to make it in top 4, and I think that they're a team that's going to definitely put in a good day's work, considering they've got one of the best coaches in the world, I think. So.
It's true, but for me, if I had to choose a team out of Arsenal and Villa, I'm choosing Villa to win it.
Mm-hmm.
No problem about that. What we'll do, I think we might. Nalante, do you want to do another little piece on the team thing? If Nalante is there, I'm not sure. But if not, we can wrap the show up to tonight. 12. Everything cool with you? You'll be back maybe in a day or so, yeah?
Yeah, tomorrow, unfortunately, I have a big show tomorrow that I'll be gone for the entire day. So
enjoy.
Yeah, and then actually, you know what? And then on Friday, it's gonna be a tough week this week. So Friday, I also have like one of your brethren. Actually, he's a friend of mine too, but he's a DJ from. Well, he's not a DJ. He's actually a musician, actually from Germany. Actually, his name is Ben Bowman. He's a really good, really cool guy, and he'll be performing Friday with me. So
guten Tag to him.
Yeah, I will for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. Ali, you want to say anything before we leave, bro?
All right, just cheers for having us on. Hopefully we'll have a better result come the West Ham game, eh?
Yep. I think hopefully we'll have that rest and it will get us sorted, hopefully, you know.
Yeah, a little bit shocked that Arsenal won 3-0. I wasn't expecting 3-0. But there you go. You know, that's football for you. Football can surprise you sometimes, can't it?
And that's why I said Real Madrid needs to do a Liverpool against Barcelona job on them. You know what I mean? 4 goals, job done, ciao.
You know Real Madrid can do it. They can score a lot of goals, like in a short space of time with Rodrigo, Mbappe, all the other players they've got.
But they were non-
What was that? Scary.
But they were non-existent. Nalante, you want to say anything before we leave, bro?
Yeah, just give me 2 secs, man.
No worries.
Give me 2 secs.
So, a little bit of news about Liverpool. Van Dijk seems to be sorting his contract situation out. Salah as well. So, for me, if we lost all 3 of them guys, you know. So, for me, if we're just securing these 2 guys, I'm happy. But I would love to see Salah get a big rest this summer. Like really chill, not do nothing.
We need a rest this summer. All our players need a rest. We need to make the most of it.
And that's why for me, Van Dijk, bro, he gets called up for every international. He's captain. He's playing every game. It's too much.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
But let me just tell you this, guys. Let me just sum up Liverpool's form right now and Arsenal's win tonight in just one word.
What did he say?
Oh,
Damn.
boy. Yeah.
He says,
Okay.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nalante, bro, you want to say anything before we leave?
Yeah, big up the rest who are just still here at the moment and the rest that's been on the show in and out, some regulars, some newbies. But yeah, man, we go again, man. I mean, nothing to do with us tonight, but just a shock. But we look at wins and we move.
Nice one, bro. Thanks, guys, for popping on with us. Best up, Fozzie, Brian, who was on with us earlier, and everyone in the chat joining us in and out as well. Dara and the crew. Gerard, Anton earlier, Mr. Tibzo, Abdul, Norman as well. Sorted, guys. Take care. Press the like if you watch the show again. Very much appreciated. And subscribe to the guys also in the chat as well. Mr. 12th Man, Brian as well. Take care, guys.
Peace.